All right, time for more controversial fitness opinions with Efren. And these shouldn't be controversial. These are more controversial if like you're a little new to the gym or working out, or you're still trying to lose weight to look fit, which you won't. I'm gonna get to that in a second. But hopefully, like the fitness people who watch this are like, oh, yeah, I struggled with that for a while. Like I didn't realize that for a long time. I'm glad that like he's trying to get that out there. Hopefully, that's what's happening when I make these videos. Because today I'm gonna talk about why you shouldn't go on a diet or try to lose weight anymore. Because it's a lot easier to just increase the amount you can eat so that you don't get fat when you eat a lot of food. Like today, it's the Super Bowl. I'm sure a lot of people are going to be eating pizza and wings and feeling bad about it tomorrow. And I'm not. I'm going to eat a bunch of pizza and wings and then live out the rest of my life. So, what we're essentially talking about is just increasing your BMR. That's your basal metabolic rate. If you don't know, there's two aspects to it. If you're a very large person, you burn a lot of calories just existing because your body has to make your heart beat, your blood flow, your neurons fire in your brain. So that's the first part. Mine's like 1800, and it doesn't matter if it's accurate. I'm gonna get to that in a second. And the second part, boom, put that on top, is how much you move a day. So this isn't just like going to the gym. This isn't workouts. This is like talking. This is moving my hands, shaking my leg. I do that a lot. I don't know. Anyone else like shake their leg uncontrollably like under your So that, yeah, that's the second part. So for me, I track that part on my Apple Watch. It says I've burned 200 calories moving around. If I was just laying in bed, then this would be at 0, but I still burned 1800 calories that day. You guys know what I'm saying. So the first part of this is you need to know what your basal metabolic rate is with your just existing calories plus your moving calories. If you just have your phone in your pocket, it'll kind of track it. And yeah, that's what I was about to say earlier. So basically, it doesn't matter if it's accurate as long as you're using the same method every day to both track your calories and track your calorie burn. And the trouble that a lot of people have with knowing their basal metabolic rate is it can change a lot every day. Like it's not consistent. I know people will say like, "Oh, just like figure out what your BMR is and then, track your calories and then just minus them." And the trouble with that is no one does the same thing every day. I know, like, I feel like people make videos assuming everyone has like a 9 to 5 and like, I don't know, a wife and kids at home and has the same exact routine. We all do different stuff, all right? It's different. So you're just going to make your life a lot easier if you track it with like a watch or just go by your phone. I think your phone will track your steps over the day. At least iPhone does. But it's just a lot easier if you can track it. If not, then you just gotta like think about how many miles you might have walked today. As long as you have some consistent method to measure how much calories you're burning by moving every day, then you should, you gotta track it to raise it. Is what I'm saying. And the hard part's not even the basal metabolic rate and getting a handle on that. The hard part is tracking your calories. I feel like for most people, now, I have a handle on this because I tracked my calories with like a scale and I was all precise and freaking obsessed with every little morsel of food that I ate for the past few years. That I don't really do that anymore. I kind of have my set meals that I enjoy, and I know how many calories and protein are in them, and it all works out. And like I said, these days my BMR is so high that I don't worry when I eat like Taco Bell or whatever. So that's gonna be the hard part, is figuring out how many calories you're eating. So I'm gonna say something crazy right now. I'm gonna say, don't worry about it. Let's just raise your BMR and try not to get too fat. All right, cool? Cool. The easiest way I can think of to raise your BMR is just to add a little bit more lean mass to your frame. And this is easier than it might sound, because the first couple years in the gym is when people get the biggest, and then you see a steady decline in the amount of muscle that they put on every year after that. So you could get like most of your gains in the first like 2 or 3 years, which that's not a long time. Like if you're like, I don't know, if you're 21 watching this, you'll be 24, like whatever. You'll be 24 with a really high BMR and not worrying about pizza and stuff in 3 Super Bowls. In 3 Super Bowls, dude. So just focus on putting some lean mass on your frame. And did I make a video about that? The first thing that you're gonna do, I'm sure, is Google like how many extra calories do you burn with so many pounds of muscle? Because the average person will put on like, I don't know, 20 pounds of muscle in like 2 or 3 years or whatever. And the answer on Google is a little misleading because there's a lot more to it than that. Because what happens is a lot of people they try the whole weight loss thing, right? And nothing is more terrible for your BMR and stuff like that than trying to lose weight, because you have no energy, your workouts suck, which means you're burning even less calories, which means you have to work harder to lose weight. And when you're not worrying about that, it's the complete opposite. So if you're trying to put on muscle, you have more energy. So you move more. So you burn more calories, which means you put more effort in the gym, which means you get bigger, which means I don't know why I'm counting. It's a cycle. It's not I don't know why I'm counting. It feeds into itself. But exercising makes you crave calories and protein. Calories and protein build your muscles. When you have more muscles, it's easier to move. Moving more makes you crave more calories and protein. Again, I did the finger thing. What the hell? It's a circle. It feeds into each other. So just do those things and you'll find that it just gets easier and easier because they really do just pump each other up. They give each other speed boosts. Because muscle makes you burn a lot more calories than you think because it just makes you move more throughout your day and you're not low energy. You're high energy. You're a high energy individual with lots of muscle mass who's not on a diet. So you'll burn way more than whatever Google says, like 200 calories per freaking 10 pounds of muscle. Trust me, it's going to be way more than that. All right, how else can we increase your BMR pretty quickly? So I got moving down, adding some muscle mass. Those will raise your BMR pretty freaking high, dude. Like I'd say if it's like, I used to have a BMR of 1600. I'd say just doing those things would crack my BMR up to like 2200. But if you want to go the extra mile, then keep lifting, obviously, and you'll get up to those 3000s pretty quickly. But an extra thing you can add on is some sort of steady state cardio. So you can keep the walking in, keep the 10,000 steps, but then try to get in like a 30-minute elliptical session if you have that in your house or the gym or whatever. And if you don't like the elliptical, you could raise the treadmill a little bit, put an incline. And this will be a little hard at first because it's a little harder than walking, but it gets easy pretty quickly because I used to be an absolute sweaty mess. Like you could have a mop bucket next to me when I used to do this. I think I have a picture somewhere. And now I don't sweat at all. Like I can go pretty hard on an elliptical. No sweat. It's easy. I was just watching YouTube videos the entire time. And what's cool about this is you get like more efficient over time. I mean, you can like keep the level at the same level for years and years if you want, and you'll burn the same amount of calories. But if you find that it's easy and you do want to go back to sweating, which, it's really not that hard because you're just watching YouTube videos or listening to music, then you can crank up the level. And it's just as hard as it was the first, few weeks or whatever. So if you want, you can keep like going up levels and levels, and your BMR will keep getting higher and higher because you'll be an absolute calorie burning machine on the freaking elliptical or bike or whatever you choose. You could probably burn like 1,000 calories an hour if you're going really hard, and it does get easier. So just whatever level you're at, just know if you go up a level, you can burn more calories in an hour, and then if you make that your lifestyle, then man, you could eat whatever you want. You will never, never gain weight. It's crazy. It's so cool. But yes, I would add some sort of cardio component that you can increase in levels over the rest of your life and just do that forever. And like, I don't know if that sounds extreme or not because I feel like most fitness people do that, some sort of like, oh yeah, I do the elliptical. I'm into biking. I'm into whatever. Just walk a lot and have some sort of cardio that you enjoy doing every day that you can just like, space out on your phone or maybe watch movies, whatever. Or maybe you like boxing, boxing's your thing, just pick something that you can do almost every day and that'll raise your calories through the roof of your car, dude. Like you could eat so much food. So there's my tips. That's how you increase your BMR. Put some muscle mass on your frame, stop dieting, and get 10,000 steps. And I guess it was 4 things. And add some kind of cardio that you can progressively get better at for the rest of your life. So that's how you increase your BMR.